Transmission Control Protocol, Inter-Networking Protocol, TCP/IP model. This model is pertaining here 5 different layers: application layer, transport layer, network layer, and data link layer, and physical layer. These are the layers. Why this kind of modeling has to be used into the organization? Whenever in the computer network, the network has to be designed for multiple communication, then here you need to have here certain simplified way of organizing the computer architecture, and due to that here the networking organization has been divided into several levels, or it is called as a layer. TCP/IP model is having 5 layer. Sometimes here you may have here the different sort of layers also is shown into the computer network. Means if you will see the different reference books, sometimes here 4 layers have been shown, sometimes 5 layers has been shown. Depends which reference book you are using. Accordingly here you can use that particular diagram in the interpretation. As I spoke to you about this in the last session, that the application layer is pertaining to this particular protocol. Application layer is the topmost layer of TCP/IP model. Why the use of TCP/IP model has to be there into the computer network? Whenever you are using here internet communication, that time this internet communication can be done with the help of this TCP/IP model. Whenever you people are having internet connectivity with the client server model has to be there, then TCP/IP basic protocols has to be there into the network. So TCP/IP support this overall functionalities into the network. So application layer is covering here the functionalities of SMTP protocol, FTP protocol, HTTP, POP, IMAP, SNMP. SMTP is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. FTP is File Transfer Protocol. HTTP Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Post Office Protocol version 3. Internet Message Access Protocol. Simple Network Management Protocol. These are the protocols which are landed here, this particular application layer. After that here, the next layer is transport layer. The transport layer is a TCP and UDP protocol is getting covered. Means what? The transporting of a data, transmission control protocol and user datagram protocol. These two protocols are used for connecting and transporting the data from source to destination. Coming to the next layer, network layer. Network layer is just covering IP is the main protocol, inter-networking protocol. The use of this network protocol is basically when you want to transmit the data source to destination, then the overall path and its optimistic distance will be identified by this network layer. The routing mechanism will be checked by network layer. Data link layer is the lowermost second layer, and it is covering here the Ethernet protocols landed at this particular layer, which is taking care of here the data coming from these all the layers one by one in this particular situation. Physical layer is the lowermost layer of the model, and it is covering here the raw bit pattern to be transmitted. What kind of actual functionalities are there for this TCP/IP model layer? So now when it is asked in the examination, write a short note on TCP/IP model, then you will have to just show this 5-layered stack in the paper along with the meaning of individual layer ka function. So what application layer is doing? The application layer is doing the programs that do useful work like retrieving the web pages, copying files, sending and receiving email, etc. Means when in the internet you want to retrieve something from the server or client, you want to copy the file from one client to the another client, you want to send and receive the email, whatever functionalities you are doing into the internet like uploading, downloading, moving, copying, retrieving, mailing, all these functionalities are having some specific protocol support. All that protocols are landed at this application layer, And this is what the functionalities of this particular layer. So that's why for this purpose you are having HTTP, SMTP, POP, etc. protocols are used. These protocols are used for working on this function. Like retrieving the web means what? HTTP support is there. You are having copying the file from one side to another side, FTP, file handling protocol, file transmission protocol. Mail receiving, I spoke to you, post office protocol is there. So this way here the application layer is useful. Now next layer is the transport layer. Transport layer is the client server connection and optional control, transmission, speed, check for errors, etc. These functions it is doing. Transport layer is basically working on the client server connection. Is from source machine to the destination machine. The connection will be monitored by transport layer. Optionally, it is having another certain number of functions are there, like transmission speed will be monitored, response time, some errors like whether the correct transmission is there, whether the data is correctly transmitted, whether the transmission time is properly maintained, whether the path is properly chosen. All these things will be taken care of by transport layer. All the functions will be taken care of transport layer. Internet layer. Now here it has been written internet, and in the previous slide I have written it as a network. As I already spoke to you, depends on the reference book and this nomenclature is different. So you can write internet layer also, no issue. You can club these 5 layers to the 4 layers also in stack according to any reference whatever you are using in the preparation. So internet layer is for routing the data. Just now I told you that network layer is taking care of IP. Means what? Source to destination, the path will be chosen by IP layer. This particular IP protocol, and that is what routing data will be managed by network layer. Second layer is the data link layer. Data link layer is taking care of route data within the local area network. Means what? Whatever this network path has been set up by network layer, the data link layer keeps the track of the data packet, routing the data within the LAN. Means in that specific LAN subnet, how the data will be transmitted in the form of a frames will be monitored by this particular data link layer. Physical layer is the lowermost layer. Whatever data is coming, message is coming through the transport layer is sending it to the internet layer is giving the proper path and sending it to the destination. That selection of the path will be validated by data link layer by sending the frame, and this frame will be transmitted to the physical layer. Now physical layer is taking that data coming from this upper layer, data link layer, and converts it into the binary form, binary ones and zeros. And then this stream of binary data will be transmitted from physical layer to the destination side of the physical layer. This overall communication will be done into this particular transport layer effectively. So TCP/IP model is working under these two different protocol, TCP and IP, transmission control protocol, and internetworking protocol. In this case, TCP is connection oriented protocol and IP is connection less protocol. I will elaborate here the meaning of this TCP and IP. Connection oriented means here the client and server, whenever they are communicating, every time there should be connection in existence in between these two nodes. If the data get transferred between these two client server, then automatically the connection has to be disconnected by client or server. So this is about here the connection existence. Means what? In TCP, always when two nodes are communicating, then they should have a connection to be established. Then they can transmit the data, and if the transmission is over, then they can terminate the connection. So this connection establishment, data transfer, and connection termination, these instances has to be there in TCP protocol. Therefore, it is called as connection oriented protocol. UDP, user datagram protocol. or IP, Internetworking Protocol. These two protocols are connection-less protocol. Why it is connection-less? Because here in this particular protocol, there is no compulsion to be having the connection. The data to be transmitted is in the random fashion. There is no compulsion that there should be any connection to be existed between client and server. Means UDP client and UDP server, or IP client and IP server. So in such case, if the connection is not there, then how they will communicate? So they will communicate with the support of TCP protocol. So that's why every time in the next further topic, you can understand this TCP and IP has been always spoken together. They are the part of the same family, and therefore the communication will be done in the internet with this TCP IP protocol. Now here we will see here the next functionality of the TCP IP model, that is encapsulation and decapsulation. We discussed till now here that all these 5 layers are having their own sort of functionalities, and the data packet is coming from one side and then it is reaching to the destination node. Then what is actually happening in between them? So here there are certain functionalities are there. One of the main function, encapsulation and decapsulation. Don't hesitate about so many labels and so much kind of terms are there in the diagram. It's a similar term. You can look here, the source machine is having same stack is there for TCP IP model. Destination machine is having same stack. At the same time, this concept which is there in the source side, exactly reverse is there into the destination side. So don't hesitate about here the diagram. See here, the source machine is sending the message from this user. The message will be transmitted from this laptop. It will come to the application layer. Application layer will monitor that message and transmit it to the next layer, that is transport layer. Transport layer takes care of this message to be transmitted on this particular destination. So that's why it need here some support. And we have written into the TCP IP model diagram, TCP is having two protocol landed, TCP and UDP. So whatever data protocol is there, that data protocol ka information is written into this particular message and it will be added. So this 4 is telling that the fourth layer protocol data is added. Fourth layer protocol data is added. This whole data will be transmitted to the network layer. Now coming to the third layer, when this message packet is coming, then third layer ka protocol data will be added. Everybody just now seen network layer is carrying IP protocol. So IP ka data is added here at this third position. And look at the message length. This message length is expanded and expanded. So this concept is called as an encapsulation. In the original message, fourth layer data is added. In the next layer, third layer data is added. In the next layer of data link layer, second layer data is added. So like this way, the message is expanded by encapsulating the protocol data in the original message. And then this whole message of encapsulated message is transmitted from data link layer to the physical layer. Now physical layer is having whole data which is to be converted into the binary form. So this 2, 3, 4 message, this encapsulated message which you are having at data link layer will be transmitted to the physical layer. And this physical layer will convert into the binary set of data bit pattern. So look here the direction. The direction is from top to down. Means when source is sending the data, the packet will be transmitted from top to down direction. Now come here this side. So whenever the data traffic will come from physical layer, then we just written into the Ethernet protocol, data link layer protocol, ki routing the data in internal LAN. Internal LAN means what? From this machine to this machine, there may be some another machines are connected. Look at my cursor. There may be some another sort of machines are connected. So these machines are taken care of it in the internal local area network. This is the LAN. The packet will be routed in this internal portion in between source and destination. Then traveling through this whole portion, it will come to the destination layer of the physical layer. The destination layer, it is coming to the physical layer. Then destination physical layer will take care of this raw bit pattern, understand the synchronization, transmit that data to the upward layer, data link layer. Then data link layer will have this message where encapsulated 2, 3, 4 messages there, which is in the Ethernet protocol format. Then this data link layer organize this in the frame and transmits it to the network. Network layer will remove this data link layer ka data and it will be storing just the network layer and fourth layer ka data. Again, the network layer will observe the routing of this packet and it eliminates the third layer protocol data and transmits it to the fourth layer, that is transport layer. Fourth layer will receive only the fourth layer ka protocol data and message. Then when the transport layer will observe this whole connectivity and the correct destination and the correct data is there, then transport layer will remove this particular fourth data and will send it to the application layer. So look here, the expanded message is getting compressed. You can say the size of the message is getting reduced level by level, and removing this concern protocol layer ka data at every layer is called as a decapsulation function. It is called as a decapsulation function. So overall, this particular TCP/IP model 5 layers are working with this phenomenon. When you are talking about data is transmitted from source host to the destination host, then what will happen in between? That overall behavior has been shown into the diagram. The overall functionality is depicted into this diagram, that is called as encapsulation and decapsulation. Everybody has seen multiplexer and demultiplexer. So multiplexing means what? Yes, multiplexing means what? Many to one. One to many. That is demultiplexing. So many to one means what? Many clients are connecting to the single server. Then it is multiplexing. And when single server is communicating with the multiple client, then it is called as a demultiplexing. Based on this scenario, this second operation also is useful, that is multiplexing and demultiplexing. But we do just observe this particular encapsulation and decapsulation in depth. Till now we have discussed here TCP/IP 5 layers. So among these 5 layers, how the data is communicated. Like I just told you one example of protocol layering, ki Anne and Maria is talking to each other. But Anne and Maria are the physical entities. They are human beings. How computer will understand that this is Anne and this is Maria? That we know because in the diagram we have shown Anne and Maria. So in this kind of networking terminologies, every layer is sharing some data that just now we have discussed into the layered approach. So how this data is getting identified in the communication? What is the scenario behind it? Like when Anne is sending the message and Maria is accepting. So in between that layer, how it will be identified that it has been sent by Maria or Anne or John. So there is some identity issues are there. And every layer is monitoring this functionality. So application layer is the topmost layer. And this topmost layer is taking care of the messages. Means the packet which is sharing from host machine, the source machine ka application layer to the destination machine ka application layer is in the form of the message. Means the messages are transmitted and that messages will have a convention about naming addresses. Naming addresses means when you are sending the message from source machine of Anne to the destination machine of Maria. So when you are emailing, obviously Anne ka email ID will be there and Maria ka email ID there. So this email names and domain names. These are the terminologies are there. When you are moving the file from one side to the another side with the FTP, you will have a file name. So like this way, naming conventions are there at application layer. Whenever you are creating some directories, folders, that time your directory name, folder name, their path, these things are taken care of. So this is basically about addressing terminology. This application layer takes care of the data handling with this naming convention, like mail ID, like file name, file path, folder name, etc. So this will be taken care of in this case. Like when you people are downloading and uploading something from the internet, that time also here the services will be monitored. The client is doing what kind of process, server is doing what kind of process. These things will be worked out into the application layer, and that is with the help of the process ID and its naming convention. Come to the next part, that is a transport layer. We have mentioned into the transport layer कि transport layer is taking care of transporting the data from source machine to the destination machine. So it is taking it the help of TCP and UDP protocol, transmission control protocol, user datagram protocol. These two protocols are used into the transport layer, and these two protocols are sending the data in this format. See here in the packet portion, we have written segment. Means what? When you are sending the data in TCP protocol, then it is called as a segment. Means whatever block of a data you are sending, it is called as a segment. When you are sending the data packet in UDP protocol, so then this UDP is a connectionless protocol. Just now we discussed. So then in this connectionless environment, whatever block of a data or packet is transmitted, it is called as a datagram. So it is a user datagram. It is a user datagram. So transport layer keeps the track of these particular packet in the form of a connection environment, that is segment, and connectionless environment, that is user datagram. Then how this packet will be monitored by transport layer? As I already spoke to you just now, these packets will be transmitted from source machine to the destination machine. But transport layer keeps the track of these packets in the form of a port number. It is not taken care of with the help of this any naming convention. Transport layer keeps a track of the communication and addressing with the help of the port. Means source machine ka port number and destination machine ka port number is important in this. Means if you are communicating from client to server, so client port and server port has to be taken care of. Now what do you mean by the port number? Port number is the process ID. It is a process ID. What process is going on in client? What process is going on in server? Downloading the file, uploading the file, retrieving the file, opening the file, deleting the file, moving the file. Such kind of operations can be there into your client side, as well as you can have certain operations on the server side. So all these operations are recorded with certain specific number. Every process is carrying certain number, and that is called as a port number. So this port number is, look here, the first line, look at my cursor. This port number is a 16-bit port number. Means in internet you people can have varieties of the processes can be there. Standard processes are there. You can observe when you are downloading something in the internet, please look at your down taskbar. At the bottom taskbar, certain messages are coming, and that information is telling about what is happening into the internet now. Means some operations you people, some file you people are downloading. So from where you are downloading, what you are downloading, how much time is there, what kind of processes are connected, what is the path, everything is coming into the down taskbar. So in that here, the port number is written in this kind of 16-bit value. And the 16-bit value interprets here how many combinations can be there? 2 raised to 16. Means these many port numbers can be there in your internet. 2 raised to 16. 65,536. These many numbers can be there into the internet options. So with this here, the port numbers can be connected into the transport layer. The next layer is about the network layer. Look at my cursor, network layer. Now everybody have seen the first diagram. Kindly retrieve it at the network layer or internet layer. We are having one protocol, internetworking protocol, IP protocol we discussed. IP is there at network layer. So whenever you are sharing the data in connectionless protocol, IP is a connectionless protocol. So that time here, this connectionless protocol data is called as a datagram. Look at the cursor student, it is called as a datagram. Then here you people are having what kind of identity can be there into this case. So you mentioned that you will have to find out here source machine to the destination machine ka route. Network layer ka job is routing the data from source machine to destination machine. So this routing can be identified by logical addresses. And these logical addresses can be mentioned in the form of here the IP addresses. Logical addresses or IP addresses, that is internetworking protocol. Everybody is comfortable with this term, that is IP address is 32-bit IP address. All the students, IT students are comfortable with this term. That is 32-bit IP address is there. Now coming to the right side portion here, look here. Logical addresses also can be called as a IP addresses. At the same time here, these logical addresses also can be called as here network addresses in some times of hardware addresses, etc. Certain terminologies are there into the scenario. This 32-bit IP address is having the address space of 2 raised to 32. Everybody knows that 32-bit is carrying this much address space. Every time you will have to take the exponent of 2, then it will create the space for that address. Then here, always the IP address is written with the dotted decimal notation, that is 4 octet. And 4 octet means what? 8 bit, 8 bit, 8 bit and 8 bit. Like this way, after 8 bit, one dot is there. Second 8 bit, third 8 bit. Like this way here, the address is segregated by dotted decimal notation. Now, why we have mentioned 2 raised to 32 combination? Look here, every octet is carrying 8 bit capacity. So 2 raised to 8 means what? 256 possible values will be there in one octet. You mean to say that one portion can have 0 to 255. 256 means what? 0 to 255. One portion will carry 0 to 255 values can be there. You said 4 portions are there. So these 4 octet may carry from 0.0.0.0 to 255.255.255.255. This way here it can be having the possible number of probable combination. So in mathematics, if you will compute these combinations, it will be 2 raised to 32 value. The probabilities of these particular combinations can be 2 raised to 32. For example, take any IP address here. I have a one IP address 172.16.254.1. This IP address can be represented in the binary form like this way. All the students have been done this decimal to binary, binary to decimal, this conversion already you have seen in the digital electronics. So the same way here, 172 is converted into the binary, 16, 254 and 1. All terms are converted into the binary. And this will be here the 32-bit data you are having. And every portion octet, every portion is called as an octet. And this octet is covering 8-bit pattern. So this is the concept of your IP address, which is landed at network layer. Come to the next layer, that is data link layer. As I already told you that data link layer is taking care of internal LAN communication. So internally when data is transmitted from network layer to the data link layer, then this data link layer organizes this network or packet datagram in the form of a frame. So this framing will be done by data link layer, and it keeps a track of your link layer addresses. We will come to know in the separate chapter how this addressing will be there. Link layer addresses means your incoming packet and outgoing packet will have a same flow or maybe some other flow. Like one machine can be connected to the multiple machine. So that's why there may be the probable connections can be different. So that probable connections has to be monitored. I am having a path from A to B, ACB or ADB. So ACB is also there, ADB is also there. So to keep the track of this ACB or ADB, whatever path is there, this will be kept in track by link layer addressing technique. Means data link layer keeps the track of these frames are transmitted, whether it is transmitted to ACB or whether it is transmitted from ADB. So this tracking will be done by link communication. And then when it comes down, physical layer. So the physical layer monitors this whole frame data in the binary data, binary digits. And the overall transmission will work from this physical layer to the destination physical layer. So physical layer monitors here only the raw bit pattern, and the communication in between this raw bit pattern will be conducted at this binary form only. So this is what here the overall culture, how the addressing will be performed into the TCP/IP protocol suite.